and my guest is joining me right now.
How's it going? What up, though?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for being on the show. Truly appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it as well.
So I first heard of you through a mutual friends. I'm friends with a hybrid the rapper out of
Okay.
Kentucky, and so he's a good friend of mine. And I remember he mentioned a status a while back. He's got a hit song called "I'ma Need That Hoodie Back,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was for some people that would like to get on the remix. And I see you put your name in a hat there. I'm like, I need to check this girl out. And
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I like this gal. I like what she's doing. So, and yet here we are here on the show. And I know you do like some radio uh as well. Uh,
I'm
so
with HearItNation.com.
so let's before we get into that, why did you decided to be a hip hop artist? How did it all start off for you?
It all started with me just being young, writing poetry. I went through a lot of my childhood and stuff, parents not being there, and kind of sort of the same for just about anybody, really. Uh, Poverty, um, just yourself. And by the time I got into my teen years, that's around the time I came out, if y'all remember the movie from back,
Oh,
especially with Eminem coming in the neighborhood. Where I grew up in Warren, Michigan, um, high school down the street, down the block. Just him, a lot of his connections are still there and whatever. And, we were super excited when that movie came out. And next thing you know, especially with the battle rapping and all that, next thing you know, everybody and their mom at these are battle rapping. And I'm like, oh, I can do this, So it ended up turning out that I wasn't too bad. And as I got older and finally, found the funding, I went to school for, radio broadcasting, and I was able to set up my own show. And even though I wasn't able to start my radio stuff, as soon as I wanted to, I was able to keep busy with putting a studio together and just, getting some of this out because it ended up turning out to be therapy. So
I
here
still
I am.
I still have 8 Mile to this day. I have it on DVD, and every now and then I watch battle rap when Mackay Pfeiffer with the like pop out it, and it was I just like his energy. Um, and
Yes, absolutely.
with Eminem, one of my favorite hip hop artists.
Me
Uh,
too.
Considering where he came from, he discovered by Dr. Dre of all people, and people
Right.
and never underestimate Dr. Dre when it comes to
Absolutely.
his rap sheet, his resume has turned out pretty good. Uh, you can
Yeah,
ask
absolutely.
you can ask Snoop Dogg, you can ask him, you can ask
Well, there's no
50.
doubt about what Dre's doing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely himself and his family set for life and anyone he's ever worked with.
Oh yeah.
So, kudos to becoming a and putting out headphones and all the other stuff going on. He was able to invest his money and make it more than just, being a producer. And, that's goals. So, I mean, being
Yeah.
more one thing, having more than one thing going on in your life, because I just don't think you can make it on just solely hip hop nowadays. You got to be.
Oh yeah. He definitely goes for his contribution to the game and what he did for other spheres and elevate them and he doesn't even have to put out any more music at this point. Like his
No, I don't
career,
think so. It would be nice. I don't
and
think he has to either.
I not mind if Dr. Dre has some new music, but he got his ears or usually full, his ears full with the headphone game. So he
Right.
financially he's good at this point.
No, yes, absolutely.
So now, in addition to Eminem, who are some of your other musical influence. It could be anyone that's local, or it could be
Oh,
anyone
right.
that's mainstream.
When it comes to music, I mean, every background of, my dad player, my classic rock. I mean, it kind of depends on what mood it depends on, because, inspiration for me can come from any opera to musicals to country to classic rock to alternative bands to, really anything. I mean, if I'm digging it and I'm feeling it and it sounds good and you know what you're doing, then for the most part, inspiration and I would like to say, I like strong females. I like seeing, us ladies getting shit done here. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss.
You're good.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I like seeing us, the strong women doing their thing. Beyonce, in that genre, all the way from Ani DeFranco in, folk, and, I have, for, outside the box of what I actually do. Hard time with female rappers. I mean, I chicks that I'm really cool with, and they're really good. And they're there, and those are the ones I like to work with. I just like being around positive. Like I said, when it comes to, hip hop, I mean, I like listening to strange music. I like listening to Eminem, anything that has to do with Aftermath. I grew up with G-Unit. I'm starting to learn a little bit more about the Juggalo family and everything they got going on with ICP and Light and everything that they got going on with their record labels. The more I get into this game, the more I learn, and the more I love it. So, I mean, just keep it coming. I'll take anything.
As a female artist, it feels like they are the ones that's got to work twice as hard just to get noticed and get the respect and things like that. What do you consider the biggest challenge that you face as a female hip-hop artist?
A double standard. And I guess I would say a double standard of just, I don't know. I don't think they expect me as hard as I do. I really love it when I do shows like that, too, especially when I walk in the building. I don't know anybody except for maybe the promoter I had talked to over Facebook or something like that and book the show off rip. And then, you have a few people talking. Thank you. And like, wait, and like, they usually expect me to go as hard as I can. A lot of times they don't expect me to know as much as, I guess being underestimated is usually the biggest thing I face. When I do my I don't even have that feeling, but go out and travel, that's usually the biggest thing. But not a fear, though. I mean, it's kind of like it almost wants me more to go up there and kill it, feeding off that underestimation. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the one thing that especially a hip-hop artist, tends to have is when people underestimate them. You put out a song, you put out a verse or whatever, and you'll be like, damn, okay.
Well, it's obvious with my demographic, I mean, I'm a female with some blonde hair. So, automatically I think they think I'm like, I don't know what they think, but the biggest challenge is, people expect out of me and then what actually happens. So
Yeah.
It usually ends up being a win-win.
Yeah, it's a vibe, a good feeling. Like it's always surprise people, and like, well, I didn't know you could do that.
Right, absolutely.
So
yeah, it's usually one of the best compliments.
Yeah. So, what else do you have in store for for 2000 getting into the summer season? More shows.
Right,
more
I was about to
music?
say I haven't even gotten into my summer schedule. Well, for right now, I mean, currently I'm working on. I've already released the Extreme Makeover mixtape and album, which you. I released both of those last September. So, and getting those out there and getting the content. I've been working on doing this radio show, which is called Anything Goes with Your Girl Wojie, and featured on here at nation.com Sunday nights from 8 to 10. You guys can find me on Facebook, WJIE, Woljie. I'm also Tales of the X-Men. I just recently went through a really big breakup, 4 children, and now I'm a single mother. So wasted life with this man, and I just feel like it's just necessary as therapy just to put a whole mixtape out there. You know, some team up in the hills and just let them know that, Wojie, ain't nobody. A lot of times the way we soothe, the way we, get over things, the way we grieve is through music. So I feel like a mixtape like this could do a lot of women a lot of good, or, men, anybody going through a breakup for the most part. So I got some features lined up for that, and then the album itself probably won't be completed until the end of the year, and that is going to be upbeat bangers, and that's, shit that's going to bump. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got about 2 tracks in the mix right now, and like I said, it's a project in the mix so far.
When it comes to getting on stage and performing, what do you consider some of your favorite tracks performing in the audience, or at least people hear from you?
I usually get the best of fire, because that's more of like getting the crowd going, their hands up, sing along with me. I usually get good feedback from Going Off 100, which you guys can find on YouTube, and Wojie, and Going Off 100. I made a little promo video out of all like feed and stuff like that, like all the footage you get, from anybody taking it or from my own camera. So I threw that together because I don't technically have a music video yet. Hopefully something I can get done before the end of the year. Much needed. Going Off 100, I think that's where I got to make over, and a lot of people, I think, like that one just to see you go hard and, stand up for yourself. It's a good one, and that's off the album. And you can also find all these on SoundCloud.com, because of and your techno music. Stupid guy, my name. But yeah, you guys can find SoundCloud as well and go through the tracks. And it kind of depends on the people who. When I'm at the shows, usually the get the best feedback. But when I get to people online, the slower stuff, the Do Something, Insomnia, some of this older stuff I did a long time ago. Misses Acting Out of the Dead. I wrote 4 years through it on there, and all of a sudden I find it circulating online. The door for breakups. The songs on there, material. Anybody who wants to check it out, like I said, .com. I've only got one video on YouTube, but there's plenty of performances. When anything, videos that are put on there of me, I post, and usually you can just find them by throwing my name in. That's cool. I don't love either because people are wanting to get some views,
So back to Woljie doing her thing, and I always ask about the meaning, about the stage name, like what made you decide to call yourself Woljie? Was that a name growing up? Anything particular?
Yeah, nickname growing up. On Facebook, my last name is Wojt, and it's pronounced Wojt. It's actually Polish. And then when my dad was in the band, they used to call him Woljie because everybody had a hard time, saying our name or whatever. So hanging out with the bandmates' kids when I was growing up, they started calling me. So being Lil Woljie, and after my dad passed, I dropped the Lil and then artist. And then I figured, with his hard some of these tracks, sometimes you got to Woljie, just chill. It ain't that serious. So it's just always a name that ended up sticking. So preferred the memory and the legacy, I suppose.
For you to honor him like that and going with that name, and I think I have a word with that techno person with that Woljie.
Right, no worries. If you want to check it out. On the wrong page.
So it was great. Thank you so much for your time.
You too. Thank you so much for having me on. And I apologize for sending them emails over. Maybe like I'm doing this rap stuff on the side. I got this radio show that I'm putting here next week, May 21st. Get on here at Nation.com, 10 p.m. So, anybody listening, come kick it with your So
That's cool. That's cool. Just send me some out, and I'll play them on the show in the future.
absolutely awesome. Thank you again for having me on.
You too. You too. Thank you.
You're welcome.